Hello, can you hear me now? All right, nice one. All right, thank you for the response. I can see here we have Rizam, Shahmi, Amin, Shohada, and Farhana, Irin, Nurashida, Sahabuddin. Thank you for joining me for today. And maybe we can start now. Are you guys ready for this? All right. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning bid to everyone. So before I start, let me introduce myself. A little bit about myself. My name is Muhammad Zarul Fikri bin Matsani. I am a registered and licensed counselor from Lembaga Counsel Malaysia, and currently I'm joining Naluri as a mental health coach and also a canine counselor. Okay, so today we will be discussing on breaking the silence, navigating man's mental health. Okay, so today we will discuss on mental health. Usually, we generally we will expose to mental health regardless of what gender. But today, we are going to discuss deeper on men's mental health. Okay. So before we start, let us go through the housekeeping. You guys can ask any questions, okay, if you want to participate in polls or share your thoughts from the chat box on the right of your screen. As I can see here, you guys are actively participate with me right now. And if you want to ask any question and you want to specifically ask for me, and you can just tag my name, just type Elias Darul before writing your question to direct your question to me. All right, but if you want to remain anonymous, be sure to tick send private message. Then me myself can only see your message. Nobody in this room can read your message unless me. Okay. And this presentation will be shared as a PDF document at the end of the webinar. So let's see if you want to use this material. Maybe moving forward, you want to use this as your referral to help your spouse, to help your friends, colleagues, employees, or whatnot. All right. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. These are the objectives of today's webinar. Okay, first we want to learn the concept of man's mental health. Okay, the second one is we want to learn about the stigma surrounding man's mental health, because as we all know, when we talk about mental health, okay, we usually associate the emotion, we associate the mental health with female, with women. All right, so we want to learn about the stigma. Why does man doesn't seek for help? All right. And the third thing is we want to understand more on the importance of man's mental health, which is we are going to look deeper on the impact and the challenges. Okay. And the last but not least, you guys are expected to understand more on the man's mental health at workplace. All right, without further ado, let's start. So as you guys can see here, the picture appear on the screen. What are the ideas that you guys can relate to when you look at to this picture? Anyone? You guys can share your thought in the chat box. Deep thought. Thank you, Emmy. What else? What are the ideas that you guys can gain, can relate with the pictures, with the picture here? Worries. Then feeling sad. What else? So highly Ismail, thinking. Mm-hmm. Thinking, feeling sad, worries, deep thought. These are all the emotions. Feeling awesome. All right, worried, concerned. If you guys can see here, these are all the emotions. These are the list of emotion that you guys can't mention. Deep thought, worries, feeling sad, thinking, the feeling of not knowing what to do, yet not having the courage to share with anyone. Exactly. And thank you so much for this. And I'll share more in today's, which is the feeling of not knowing what to do, but they have no courage to share with anyone. Yes, Jacob. I have it is begun begin. All right. So Let's have a look and understand the statistical data that's shared here. There are 312 suicide attempts reported on November 2022. It's quite a lot, right? Then this is not normal. And on top of everything, okay, we have 67.9% of male reported to commit suicide, okay, and only 32.1% of the numbers commit suicide as well. That means here, what can we see? What can we learn from here is that male will commit suicide more than female. But okay, as I mentioned just now, I am a canine counselor to share my experience with you guys. Okay, um we receive a lot of numbers, a lot of calls from female. All right, we receive a crisis call. We receive calls to get immediate emotional support, to share their experience, to share their thoughts, you know. A lot of calls coming from female, coming from women. Okay, I only receive few number of calls coming from men, talking about their family, expressing their thought about works, workloads, pressure, manager, and everything. All right, that means men will only few numbers of men will seek help, but at the end of the day, they will commit suicide because they can't seek help. They don't know how to seek help. But women always seek help, all right, because they know there is no stigma. People can accept when they seek help. All right. Is this Malaysian statistic? Yes, this is Malaysian statistic. Last year, shared by KKM. All right. Okay. And a study of men's health in Malaysia showed showed that we contribute 8% of men of the burden health in Malaysia. That means throughout sorry. Okay, a study of men health in Malaysia, we have 8% of men mental health that contribute to the whole burden, to the whole health issues, to the diseases that are contributed by men. Okay, 8% of that is coming from men's mental health. And men are 2 or 3 times more likely die by suicide. They tend to commit suicide. All right, these are the facts about man's mental health. Okay, mental health does not discriminate anyone. Okay, sorry, we have question here. All right. Okay, all good now. These are the facts about man's mental health. Okay, the first one, mental health does not discriminate. All this while, as I mentioned just now, we are usually exposed to general mental health, regardless of what gender. Everyone can seek help. Everyone can talk about mental health. Okay, but without we realize there is a stigma about mental health. When a man is seeking help, when a man try to talk about their mental health, there is a stigma about it. People don't want to listen. Okay, they feel like it is an embarrassment about it. All right, and the second one is people of all genders can experience mental illness. Mental illness, for example, depression, anxiety, PTSD, okay, traumatic disorder, a lot of mental illness. Everyone can experience it regardless of what gender. So all gender, men, women, can experience mental illness. Okay, the third one, gender stereotypes and stigma make it harder for both men and professionals to seek help and provide support. As I said just now, when they have the stigma and stereotype towards men, so men that doesn't want to seek help. They don't want to seek help. They don't know how to seek help, and they feel very shy to seek help. They don't know the platform to seek help as well. Okay, and when they don't seek help, the professional can't provide the support to them. Okay, these are the crucial. This is the significant issue that we are having right now. Okay, when they are not seeking help, we can't provide help as well. We can't provide the immediate emotional support. We can't provide the psycho education as well. Okay, and the last but not least is right to take good care of mental health. Everyone have their right to take good care of their mental health. Okay, even though they are regardless of what gender, men and women, they have their right to take good care of their mental health. Mental health is just same with physical health. Okay, for example, if you have fever, you go to clinic, right? If you have some illness, any illness, headache, stomach ache, you can go to clinic. As well as mental health, you can go to clinic as well. You can get help. You can seek for a therapies. You can get the medication. All right. Next. Okay, men and women may experience it in different ways due to a mix of biological and social support. When we talk about biological, maybe they have a difference between hormone, or hormonal things. For example, women can experience more symptoms than men. Maybe men can cope it quite well compared to women. Okay, and regarding when we talk about social factors, it's about stigma and support. You know, the family, the support from the family members, colleagues, friends, spouse. It's all about social supports. Okay, when we are being open to share or to provide the support, then men will always be open to seek help as well. Okay. Before that, is this meet 92% are female and women? Pity of men, difficult to them to speak up. Silence men, yes, correct, Sally. Pity of men because it's quite difficult to them to speak up. They're in the silent pain. Jacob, because it's the way society in general views mental health as taboo and something weak. It is, up till now. Maybe back then, if you realize where back then in school time, we only have dentists and some nurses come to do some injection, right? We don't have anyone come and check our mental health. We don't have the DAS assessment back then. But now, if I'm not mistaken, they have the DAS assessment already in school. They check the mental health of the students. But back then, in our time, we don't have psychologists to come at school to check our mental health, to do the assessment, right? We only have dentists come maybe in 6 months to check our teeth, and then we have some nurses come. Then nurses and the doctor come do some injection, right? So nobody talk about mental health back then. All right. How to tell a man which is in depression by his body language without them speaking up. We will discuss on this. All right. Okay. Man mental health symptoms to watch for. Okay, these are the symptoms. Maybe it's quite similar with women as well, but maybe we have some differences on men that you guys need to watch for. Okay, if you sense any abnormalities in you, then you guys need to seek help. If you sense any abnormalities in your spouse, friends, colleague, then you guys can offer help as well. Okay, first, anger. Okay, anger, hot temper. Men easily be a hot temper person, you know and that because maybe women or female, they used to talk nicely, they can explain very well, they can manage it very well, they can figure things out one by one, while men a lot of things on their plate, and then they tend to express it out everything at one time, so they tend to be a hot tempered person. All right. That's why anger is one of the symptoms for men. Second one is aggressiveness. They tend to be aggressive because they have a high energy. They want to release their high and intense energy towards everyone. Maybe at one point they hold a lot of things. They hold a lot of things on the plate, right? I mentioned just now, and they want to express it out. Maybe they keep to themselves for a long time, and they want to express that and they don't know how to do that, and hence they will be very aggressive. Irritable, okay, they tend to be very irritated with the surrounding, with the managers, with the colleague. They can't handle some silly things, some jokes, they don't want to be in that environment. Okay, they will withdraw themselves and to avoid anything bad happen. Okay, the next thing is frustration. Okay, less talk, and then they will keep everything to themselves. Okay, they don't want to share with everyone, so they tend to be frustrated. Okay, they don't know how to express it out, or maybe they want to express. Maybe when they start to share, then people will say like, oh, it's not like that, don't be like that, because you're a man, you cannot cry. So they are frustrated, so they don't want to share the problem. Okay, the next thing is substance abuse. Substance abuse can be drug abuse, alcohol, for example, marijuana, addicted to marijuana, addicted to drugs and alcohol, because that's the only way they can express their feeling. That's the only way they can release their stress. They can release their tension. Okay, maybe after work, they hang out with friends, they go to the club, they take some alcohol, they do it repeatedly, and then it become a habit. Okay, so that's why they tend to have a substance misuse. Trouble concentrating. Okay, trouble concentrating, they can't focus on one thing at one time. Because for example, if they have issue, okay, let's say they have issue, family issue at home. Okay, when they come to work, they have a lot of things to think. you know they have they need to attend their work at office, they need to attend the manager, a lot of workload, a lot of assignments, tasks coming in, but they still have unfinished business at home. All right, so they can't concentrate to works, then lead to a less performance at working place. Okay, and persistent feelings of worry, because just now they have a trouble concentrating, then they start to worry. Oh my god, what to do? I have a lot of things to think, I have a lot of things to settle down, a lot of tasks, a lot of assignment coming in, and my family keep pressuring me, my sons, my daughter having this issue and problem, I have problem with my wife, with my husband. you know all those issues can pressure a man at workplace, and then can lead them to a persistent feeling of worry, and they will start engage in high risk activities. For example, racing, car racing, ride, motor ride. These are the example of the engagement in high risk activities. Maybe they tend to fight with people as well at the workplace. For example, if somebody says something that can offend them, maybe they will start to fight. All right, because they can't think very well, and they are not mentally stable, then they start to do or to engage with high risk activity. All right, fighting is also one of the high risk activity. Okay, stigma silence so many men. Okay, masculinity and breadwinners, these are the example, these are the things that are very significant on this day, because we always hear that, oh, men cannot cry, men cannot express their emotions, men cannot men cannot share their issue at workplace. When you go back home, there's no such thing talking about workplace. When you go to office, there's no such thing talking about families. When you talk about families, people tend, you are so weak, you can't handle your family, you cannot cry. All those things we heard since our childhood. you know our aunties, our uncles, oh, men cannot cry, boys cannot cry, be strong. All right, those are the toxic positivity, I could say. All right, because you are all human being, we are all human being, we are all fragile, we were born with a lot of emotions, we have sadness, we have happiness, Okay, we have frustration, we have anger. Even though it is even though it is a negative emotion, it's still an emotion, right? It is an emotion. Okay, so you need to acknowledge every single feeling that you have. How to acknowledge it? Just take your ample time to think about it, to talk about it, to feel, to allow yourself to be in that struggle. Then you can figure things out. Then you can rationalize back everything. All right. The key word here is acknowledgement. All right. Regardless of what gender, you're still a human being. You're still fragile. We were born with a lot of emotions. Okay. So don't push yourself too hard to be better as soon as possible. All right. Just take your time to think about it. Then you can acknowledge your feeling very well. All right. Okay. Let's read some message in the chat box here. Provider mentality. Yes, provider mentality. Ego. People don't usually asking how they are doing because they were expected to be okay all the time. I feel you. Correct. Oh, this is coming from Fatin Farhana Nordin. Okay, thank you for understanding, man. Ahmad Hizami, men asyik kena sayang dengan women. So-called women always right. Lol. No comment about this. What say you guys? Okay, show no emotion like Batman. Okay, I'm a Batman. All right. Okay, so the first point for masculinity and the breadwinners is man's mental health is often swept under the rug in the name of masculinity. As I mentioned before, as I mentioned just now, people don't really see it as an important issue, you know, like man's mental health is always all right, it's always stable, and they can do work very well, they need to do work very well, they need function very well, they need to play their role as they should do. All right. And the next stigma is talking with others about your issues is weak. You know, as I state just now as well, when you go back home, if men want to talk about workplace, work pressure, workload, you know, the micromanage and everything, any issues at home, you know, people tend to say like, oh, you need to be strong, you're a man, right? Okay. And when you go to your friends, you want to express your feeling, they tend to say, oh, man is not like this, you like a girl, you know, like you like a female, female only do this, you know, men cannot do this, men cannot express their feeling. Okay, figure out your problems on your own. As a man, you need to figure out your issue on your own. You cannot ask for people's opinion, you cannot ask for people guidance, professional helps either. All right, that's the stigma coming from society nowadays. Okay, should always act strong even if you are scared or nervous. No, you need to hide everything inside you. Show that you are brave, like me right now. Even though I'm so nervous, but I need to show that I'm a very brave, right? Because I'm a man. Okay, that's the stigma. One of the stigma that always coming up again and again nowadays. Okay, they need to always act strong even if you are scared and nervous. Okay, because you are a man, you need to be strong. You need to handle this well. You cannot feel scared, you cannot feel nervous. Okay, you need to do this, you can do this, push yourself. You have no time to think about it. All right. Role as a man should provide everything, as our friend mentioned just now. Giver mentality, provider mentality. Men should provide everything. Men should provide support for women. Men should provide a shelter. Men should provide needs to women, to family, to friends. All right. As you guys can see at the workplace, if anything happen, if we got some issue, we always find men, right? Oh, do we have some men to do this? Do we have the manpower to do this? To do this, you know, like to handle problem, to settle connection, or you know, like anything issue at workplace, they always find men, even though at home as well, right? Manpower. Okay, men scared because women always says lelaki semua sama. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, one Fauzi, one Muhammad. What are the best practice of maintaining a healthy mental mindset? Okay, we will discuss after this. Okay. Next one is aggressive men should use violence when necessary. Okay, this is not true. Okay, this is not true. Aggressive men shouldn't use violence when even when it necessary. Okay, it's like women as well. We can discuss. We can talk about it. We can communicate about this. Okay, what's the most important thing is comprehension. Okay, we listen to understand, not listen to reply. Okay, what are the okay? I got your question. What are the practice of maintaining a healthy mental mindset? We will discuss this after this. Okay, and cannot associate with emotion. Okay, they say that men cannot associate everything with emotion, but after all, man is a human being. I mentioned just now, we are all human beings. We are all fragile, so we can cry as well. For example, the grief, like when um someone man is losing someone they love, they can cry. They can take their time to talk about it, to express the emotion, to express their thought as well. All right, so they can associate things with emotion as well. The importance of men's mental health. Okay, basically every October we will celebrate the World Mental Health. Okay, usually we will do on-site consultation, we will do webinar, we will do like talk about it, and usually even professionals will focus on women, or maybe they will talk about general mental health. And usually we will receive participants from women, female participants, only maybe two or three participants coming from men. Okay, now we will discuss on the importance of men's mental health. Okay, before that, may I know like why do we need to have knowledge about men's mental health? Anyone? Why do we need to have the knowledge about the man's mental health? Girls usually got emotional support from girl peers. Men's Day is on November 19th every year. Women's Day is the rest of the year. Okay, come on. Answer me. Why do we need to have the knowledge about man's mental health? Men tend to hide their feeling, correct? To acknowledge men have feeling too. It is. To deal deep pressure over unresolved grievances, to support our partner, men in the family, can help loved one, to support your partner, true, okay, to understand Adam more. Wow, Nick Roslina, to understand Adam more. For those who are not understand, Adam is lelaki, man, alright? So, okay, before we proceed with the next slide, I have a question like, can you guys share with me your thoughts on man's behavior or man's emotions, men surrounding you, like maybe your father, your spouse, your colleague, how do they behave at works? How do you realize that they are not mentally stable? Do you have experience on that? Andrew Tate is operated. Come on, share with me your thought. Sleep early than usual. Then that's your husband or your brother, your father have a problem. When he's too quiet, not much talking than normal. Makes sense. True, Suhaida. Minushada, facial expression. How is it? How is it means facial expression? Easily agitated on small things that he normally very cool about it. Yes, true. Men pretend very happy. Sally, can you share more about men pretend to be very happy? Easily tick off. Yes, true. Sehari sekotak rokok jadi dua kotak. Muhammad Shafiq is very true. It is very true. You know, usually you only take one box of cigarette and it becomes two boxes, then something not normal. All right. So the importance of man's mental health. Okay, makan banyak as well. Thank you. Okay, first, because men often try to handle problems on their own, which can lead to severe consequences, including risky behavior, addiction, and suicide. As our friend mentioned just now, one box cigarette usually they took, but it become two boxes in a day. That means something wrong somewhere, which is addiction to it, because they use the cigarette, they use the substance to release the tension, right? When they do it repeatedly, then they will have some addiction to it. Okay, men often to try handle problems on their own because they have nobody to talk to. Okay, because they have no platform to express their thought, they have no platform to get the immediate emotional support, they have no shoulder to cry on. Okay, they have no social support, family support, maybe at workplace, like the manager, maybe their upper management, they don't want to listen to silly things. Okay, so they will handle these problems on their own. Okay, they think they can handle it. So it can lead to severe consequences, which is including the risky behavior, addiction, and suicide. Okay, able to help men to identify the root causes of mental health issue. Why do we need the knowledge of mental health? Is that we are able to help men to identify the root causes of mental health issue. We can ask them. We can be a good listener. We can practice an active listening. Please, women, okay, female and women, please practice an active listening. You just be there. Maybe you can ask a simple question. How are you doing? You know, how are you coping? Tell me. I can listen to you. I am here for you. All right? And just be there. Because usually men, they only need someone to talk to, someone to listen to them, someone to share their thought. When they have a support, when they can see that somebody is open up to them, is ready to listen to them, then they will seek help, then they will express their thought. All right, that's why we need the knowledge, we need that skills, how to listen. All right, how to understand men very well so that we are able to help them. Okay, increase the likelihood of helping a loved one to overcome challenges during a difficult time. Okay, for example, a dog, a daughter or a son or a wife want to help their spouse, their father at home. When they have the knowledge how to understand men very well, then they can provide a proper platform. They can provide a proper channel to their spouse, to their husband, to their daughter, to their son. They can provide a proper channel for expressing their thought. Okay. Key step in supporting men. Okay. If I want to become part of support group that can assist my friend in terms of moral mental support, is there any specific training knowledge certificate that I can attend? Musin Yusuf, if I'm not mistaken, we have mental health advocate training conducted by Naluri as well. Maybe you can refer to your HR, then they can refer to Naluri. We have a mental health advocate training. you know we did previously with few companies as well, based on my experience. So yeah, we have that training. We teach on how to be a mental health advocate. We teach the other skills, how to the listening skills, the confrontation skills. We teach about the mental health, the sign and symptoms. You can refer to your HR, then your HR can liaise with Naluri. Maybe Naluri can provide the training as well. All right. Key step in supporting men. The first step to understand men is to have that knowledge. The first step to support men is to have the knowledge. Okay, then we are well prepared to support them. Avoid the feeling of isolation and despair. Okay, when you have the knowledge, this is for men as well. Okay, when you have that knowledge, it can avoid of that isolation and despair feeling. Okay, that you, because you know that someone is listening to you, that you know that we have a platform to seek help. We have the care line, for example. We have the remote consultation, for example. We have the counseling advocates as well. Okay, so when you have that knowledge, you know that you're not supposed to isolate yourself. Okay, you can seek help, you can go and seek help. Okay, so that's why this knowledge are very important. Breaking down the barriers that lead men to hesitate to seek help when they need it. Okay, when we have the knowledge, then we will show some empathy, we will show some unconditional positive regards, we will be very genuine, we will be very uh how to say supportive, then it can break the barriers. Okay, then hence men will not have any hesitation to seek help. They'll be very open to you as well. Okay, avoid the impact of physical health. Okay, for your information, mental health can lead to a physical health as well. For example, high blood pressure, heart attack, and many more. And even for example, for anxiety, you will have some anxiety attack. Okay, panic attack. Okay, and then sign and symptoms for depression. What else? Insomnia, and then you will have a very low capacity of memory, and then you will have stomach ache, difficulty to sleep, breath as well. Okay, those are the physical health aspect that you will experience when you don't take a good care of your mental health. Okay, mental health at work. This is very important because as we shared just now, men tend to bring their issue to workplace. Okay, and also at home, men tend to bring the work related issue to home. Okay. I just want to share one experience. Previously, I assist a client from a company. He's an engineer. Okay, he has a very big issue regarding his workload. Okay, pressure at the workplace, micromanaging manager, and then he started to have a suicidal ideation. He wanted to die. He wanted to jump into accident. He wanted to just drive his cars like crazily, like he want to die because he think if he died, then everything will be solved. Okay, so one day he saw a canine number, so he called for the first time. You know, like he called for the first time and he asked me like, where what should he start, where should he start. I told him like he can start anywhere. Maybe you can ask me, how are you doing, something like that. And then he start to tell me the problem, the issue, you know till the extent that he doesn't want to entertain his children. For example, the kids asking for chocolates, asking for food, wife asking for um financial support or whatnot. He tend to be very irritated. You know, he doesn't want to entertain them. He feel very angry, and he withdraw himself. He doesn't want to be in that situation. So he went to lap out with friends, hang out with friends. He went to play football, futsals, and many more because he doesn't want to entertain the family. So he feels so bad after he listening, after he expressing his thought. he came to he came to a conclusion where he's supposed to take a good care of his family as well. Then he will have a very stable mental health to cope with the work related issue. Okay, first one is distraction. Okay, difficult to concentrate and completing tasks at the right time. Okay, for example, they were given a task and they have a due date for it, but maybe if they have a mental problem, if they have a mental health issue, they can't focus on it because all of us, okay, this is proven by a research, okay, all of us, regardless of what gender, men and women, we cannot do two things at one time. We only can focus a thing at one time. All right, this is true. This is a fact. All right, but people always think talking about multitasking. But again, they can't 100% focus on a thing at one time. Distraction. They are easily distracted by issues and a mental health problem. Okay. And this thing can diminish their work performance. You know, at the end of the day, at the end of the year, you know, when the KPI done by the manager, by the higher management, it shows that they have a low performance result, you know, because they can't focus on their work, you know, they don't submit their assignments very well, they don't submit any task on the date that's supposed to, and then hence when they have a low performance at work, they have a low KPI, there another pressure coming in on their plate. All right, so nothing are solved if they don't seek help. Okay, escaping. Okay, tend to escape work, which, okay, it is a norm where we are having a lot of workload at our office. We have a pressure, you know, a negative surrounding maybe at workplace, you know, but you guys need to deal with it. The least thing that you can do is self-care. All right, but men always escape from the workplace if they have some issue. They are not there at the workstation. They tend to go to maybe, you know, like to go to the toilet repeatedly, go to the pantry, you know, go for lunch earlier than others, and then back at office quite late than others, you know. Those are the things they can do to escape the work, to escape the peoples around them. Okay, the next thing is withdrawal. Okay, when they are stressed and also depressed, they will withdraw themselves from the environment. Okay, this is the situation we call as withdrawal. Okay, for example, they don't want to join team dinner, they don't want to join activities afterwards. Maybe he used to join, but when he has some you know, stress, anxiety or depression, they start to withdraw themselves from others. Okay, we can sense this kind of people. Usually they're okay to join the activities after work, maybe play badminton, you know, do some jog at park, you know, but these days they don't want to do that. You know, they will tell you that, oh, I'm going home as soon as possible, I have something to do, you know, I need to do groceries, you know, I have to handle my children, I have to handle my wife, you know, all those things. Okay, they want to avoid the social contact. Okay, and the other example is they will have an excessive numbers of leave. They start to take a lot of MC, you know, and they will use all their annual leave. You know, of course, annual leave is their right, but sometimes, you know, like usually people will keep the annual leave for something, you know, like for holidays or whatnot, but they will use the annual leave just because they don't want to be in that office. They will start to go to the doctor and seek some MC, and then they don't want to go to work. They will take some emergency leave as well. You know, that's other thing that they can escape. All right, by withdrawing themselves from the environment. Externalization, as you guys can see, the picture up here that appear in the screen, someone is externalize his emotion toward the things around him, you know, like this is one of the defense mechanisms. Okay, psychologically this is a defense mechanism by a man, you know. He expressed he expressed his internal emotion towards other thing. Yes, like one Ahmad Maswardi said, I used to be like that. Yes, right. We used to throw things out, you know, like we used to broke, you know, like break things up, you know, like everything that's around us, because we want to externalize our emotion. Okay, we don't have place, we don't have platform, right? That's why we play football, to kick something as hard as we can. Yes, correct. You know, you can imagine something, you can imagine that someone that you're very very angry, you know, and kick the ball, you know, express your feeling as well. All right. Okay, let's go through the most important part, okay, which is seek help. Okay, can you guys share with me, do you have any experience of seeking help? Anyone? Oh, to answer Ahmad Izham, better to externalize than keeping it in. Yes, correct. But the other coping mechanism for expressing their anger is that maybe you can shout, you can scream, you can punch your pillow, okay, but don't break things out, you know, because it can lead to another problem. Because women cannot look at you like that, you know. They are very angry if you break their things, you know. So you need to find another way to express your anger as well. You can scream, you can shout, you can punch your pillow or what else. You know, you can do sports as well. Okay. It takes time to control, need to talk to people and surround ourselves with the correct people. Correct. May I ask, if one has all these symptoms, it does not mean they have depression, anxiety. Okay, depression and anxiety, you need to clinically diagnose. Okay, you will present the symptom, I can tell you the symptoms, but then again, for example, the anxiety, when we talk about anxiety, the sign and symptoms for anxiety is same, is kind of same like a gastric and heart attack, you know. That's why you need to have a clinical diagnosis. Okay, for example, you're presented with a lot of symptoms, like you are losing interest doing things, you don't have the motivation, and then what else, you tend to isolate yourself, you don't want to talk to people. Okay, then you can walk into a clinic, you can present your symptoms, and then they will have some medical checkup. Then after that, they will refer you to a clinical psychologist or psychiatrist to clinically diagnose you. All right. Should it shout in the car in an empty car park as loud as you can? It's true. Okay, what else? What are the experiences that you guys have been through before this? You know, to seek help or to express your feeling. Okay, shout in the car is one of the good thing as well. Okay, and another thing is, you know, like we all live in KL, right? So sometimes we stuck in jam, not sometimes, usually every day we will stuck in jam. So we can have our me time. That's the time that you can think a lot of things. You know, you can figure things out. For example, you're having an issue, then you can rationalize it. For example, you are figuring out what are the things that under your control, what are the things that beyond your control, and you need to understand that things that beyond your control, you can't do anything. You cannot handle things that beyond your control. You only can deal with things that under your control. For example, do the self-care, how to cope with people, okay, how to respond to a manager, how to respond to a spouse, you know. All right, so what else? Karaoke, I love karaoke as well, you know. We can shout when we reach the high pitch, you know. You can release your stress as well. When go to the clinic, what should I say so they can do the diagnosis? Okay, basically you can go to the clinic, you can tell the doctor about the symptoms that you have. For example, you have the palpitation, abnormal palpitation. You have excessive worriness, you have a very severe worriness, you know and then you have shortness of breath, and then stomach ache, and then shivering, all those things. You lose your interest in doing things, you want to isolate yourself, you have some suicidal ideation, for example. You can express everything out, you can present all the symptoms to the doctor, and you can ask the doctor to refer you to the psychology department. Okay, then the doctor will doctor will refer you to psychiatrist or clinical psychologist. Basically, you just present your symptoms. Swahili. I hope I answer your question. All right. Okay, how to seek help? Okay, find support and resources first. Okay, and are unusual forgetfulness, nail beating, and excessive eating correlating symptoms? Yes, it is. But you need to get a proper diagnosis. These are some of the symptoms. All right, these are some of the symptoms as well. You have a low capacity of memory, you know. You have excessive eating, binge eating, you know. Those are the symptoms as well. Okay. I think company doesn't cover mental illness cost. Every cost is self-funding. That one I'm not sure, because few company cover the mental illness cost as well. All right. But if you feel like it's quite expensive, it is actually, you can go to the government hospital. You can go to Jabatan Pesakit Luar. You can um, present your symptoms, and you can ask them to refer you to the psychiatrist. They will do it for you, but maybe it will take some time lah, right? Because you need to queue, right? Because we have a lot of cases in government hospital, as well as in a private hospital. Okay, first, okay, you need to find support and resources. What can Naluri provide for you is free Naluri mental health assessment. Okay, you can identify your risk factors for depression, anxiety, stress, and burnout. Okay, we have DAS assessment, depression, anxiety, stress assessment. Okay, you can find it in Naluri app. Okay, at the home page, you can go to the assessment. We have some mental health assessments. Okay, you can assess your mental health, and you can follow up with our counselor. Okay, you can scan to this QR if you want to do the assessment. Let me know if you can't access to this QR code. Please try. And it is 100% anonymous and free for all. You no need to pay. Okay? And there is no data that will be shared with your employer. Don't worry. Mine is low risk. Thank God. Can Muhammad Jasmini. All right. Maybe you can take some time to scan this QR code. Okay. All right. Okay. The next thing is free 24/7 Naluri care line and text line. Okay, I am under Naluri care line as well. I am one of the people behind the Naluri care line. We are operating 24 hours every day. We are providing the immediate emotional support, and you can call at any time. All right, you can text at any time through WhatsApp. Okay, these are the number from Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, Thailand, and also I'm not sure which country is this. Philippines. Okay. Okay, these are the numbers of for care line and text line. Okay. If you need anything, if you need immediate emotional support, you can call to this number. And when you make a call, the call will be directly connected to our mental health professionals, either clinical psychologist or also mental health counselor, and you will be assisted accordingly. All right, don't worry about it. Okay, I hope you can take this number. 121 Naluri. Sorry, wait. 1-to-1 Naluri consultation. Okay, this one is structured consultation. It's a remote therapy looking for one-to-one support. You can book a consultation to speak to a certified Naluri mental health coach. You can scan to this QR code to book your session now. Right? You can book this session and you can choose, you can schedule the appointment with the mental health coach in Naluri. Okay, they will assist you as well. Naluri app and web. You can download the Naluri app and experience Naluri on web to chat with a Naluri mental health coach. Okay, basically we have two QR code here. You can download the Naluri app as well, and you can experience the Naluri on web page. Okay, in the Naluri app, okay, we have a lot of services that we provide. Okay, in the chat platform, you can find our medical advisors, financial planner, and we have also pharmacists, fitness coach, dietitian. We have psychologists as well. So you can use all the services that we provide. And the most important thing, they are all human being. We are not using AI or robot. Okay, so you can express your feeling. You can ask question very well. Okay, so highly high risk. Okay, then you can seek help from your counselor. So you can call Caroline or you can talk to your psychologist in the Naluri app, or you can also book the consultation with our mental health coach. In the assessment, what is the nervous energy? How to explain the nervous energy? Um, it is the abnormal nervous. Okay, of course. Okay, in our daily life, we need some stress, right? We will feel some nervousness during maybe if we want to do some presentation, we want to see our bosses, or we want to meet our client or whatnot. We will have some stress and nervous. Okay, that one is a normal thing. Okay, stress is normal to ourselves because we need some pressure to push ourselves to be better. Okay, so nervous energy is you know the pushing factor in you. you know it's either normal or abnormal. All right. All right, thank you. I think that's all from me. Okay, I hope you guys are able to scan the QR code for the Naluri mental health assessment, and then you can screenshot the can line and text line number. And this one is for the consultation booking QR code. This one is for the Naluri app and also Naluri web. Do you have any question? Okay, Muhammad Jasmizi ada soalan. Yes, you can ask your question here. Welcome Sally, welcome everyone. Bonasina, welcome. Welcome Fadila Abdullah. Yes, Muhammad Jasmizi. What is the question that you want to ask? Maybe we'll wait for our friend to type the question, I guess. Anyone else who have the question regarding mental health? How to deal with deep frustration over masalah ketidakadilan yang tidak diselesaikan daripada authority berkenaan. Okay, this one, okay, these are the issue that beyond our capability, beyond our control. As I mentioned just now, things that you can do, the least thing that you can do is self-care, which is acknowledge your feeling, like handle your mental health, handle your um mental health, but after all, you need to be very frank with your bosses. You need to talk about it. You need to go to the HR because it's beyond your capability, it's beyond your capacity as well. All right. Deep and silent frustration. Is this you, or you want to provide support? I mean, yeah. Okay, for the silent frustration, frustrate. Wait, I okay. Muhammad Jazmizi macam ni. If you have any issue regarding your stress, or maybe stress management issue, the first thing, the most significant things that you need to do is acknowledgement. You need to acknowledge your feeling. That's the first thing. Okay, you need to take your time to think about it, to feel the pain, to build the resiliency in you, so that in the future, if you are facing the same issue, the same problem, you will have that courage, you will have that knowledge, you will have that experience, you have that ability to bounce back. All right. Okay, you need to acknowledge it first and then seek help. Okay, if you don't know how to acknowledge it, you can call K9. You can express your thought. Okay, then you will gain some insight, because you need that insight in you. All right, to express, to manage it well. All right, so you need that first. Okay, I think if we don't have any other question, um that's all from me. If you want to talk more about this, if you want to seek more help, then you can go to Naluri Care Line, Naluri Text Line, Naluri Consultation, and also Naluri app. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for so much, everyone. Welcome, Swaida. Thank you, everyone, for joining me.